Hello, everyone. Welcome back. One of my subscribers wrote to me saying that he has a lot of fear while talking in the public. And whenever he goes up the stage, he shivers, he sweats, and fumbles. And as a result of which, he is unable to express his ideas confidently. And consequence of this is it impacts his growth and success in life. So he was looking for a solution. And I was like, okay, this is one of the most common things which most of us go through, including me. I've gone through this. And I'm still working on this, let me be very honest. Um, so, since this is something which I also struggle with, I can relate to that. And hence, I'll be sharing what I got to know about all of this and how we can take steps to overcome that. Okay? So, the first step towards change is knowing. You have to know why you're doing this. Only then deep transformative change can take place. There are quick fix solutions like doing this practice, thinking that you're talking in front of a mass of gathering which knows nothing. All those tips are there, which is again useful. But if you have to dive deeper as to why you're doing this, first understanding it, and from that space finding a solution, then that will be really impactful. And I speak that for myself. So I have read a lot of books on psychology, and during my courses in life coaching certifications and all, I've come across a lot of things which talks about psychology. And also during my MBA in organizational behavioral subjects, I've learned it. And now I can see the application of this very clearly. So all of this that we are doing is nothing but some sort of a fear that we are taking as an excuse to fulfill an outcome which we have accepted for ourselves, and as a result of which we are unable to create the new outcome that we want to create for ourselves. Okay? So, when you're more fixated on the outcome as to while you're talking or anything that you're doing for that matter, when you're more fixated on the outcome as to what you're going to create, there's a lot of pressure inside of you. And when there are deep-seated beliefs which says that you're not good enough, there is deep critical voice inside of you, you don't deserve success, there are better people than you, when we keep on comparing, and if the imposter syndrome, that is self-doubting and belief that we don't deserve this success, it's not because of the skill or or our efforts or anything like that, then we sort of negate the possibility of creating an outcome which looks like daunting at this point of time, because we are more fixated in looking at what we can't create or what we don't want to create, right? So it's important to dive deep and ask yourself, fear of public speaking is an excuse that I'm holding on to because I don't want to create a particular outcome in my life. And that could be, I'm not worthy of success. So there is no point creating success or running after success because I already know that I am not worthy of it. So it's better not to run after it or not to create that in my life, but accept the reality that I'm unable to create it because of this particular fear that I have. I know this won't make sense at all. The same thing happened with me. There are sometimes when we are shown the mirror to us, we find it hard to see and accept that. So my invitation to you is to dive deep and look at yourself as to what outcome you're creating or avoiding in your life as a result of the excuse of the fear that you're holding on to. And here, that fear is fear of public speaking. Okay. And what are the beliefs, deep-seated beliefs that you're holding on to? Okay. And after all of this, when the knowing is clear, everybody would have different awareness and knowing. When the knowing would be clear, then the change is possible. Then you would be able to move to the next place or shift yourself. And while you do that, do two things. Number one, accept yourself now for who you are. Number two, no matter however hard it is, do not focus on the outcome, but take tiny little step. Muster that courage to move forward, even though you might want to not take the step because of your fixated views about yourself, which is very, very inferior and not up to the mark to take you to a level where you see yourself talking in front of the public. And above all of this, of course, you can stand in front of the mirror and say a few lines and appreciate yourself. After that, you can pick up a topic and talk in front of your friends, close friends, whom you believe and who would affirm your skills and help you to move forward. And then raising the bar. Keep practicing it. Okay, so these are the tips and the consciousness. And from this space, I think you'll be able to overcome the challenge that you're going through. And if you have any such questions which you feel that you want me to reflect on and give an insight to it so that it becomes easier for you to find an answer, I would be happy to do that for you. Until next, have an awesome week ahead and take care. Bye-bye.